The raise felt like a win. It wasn't. Monday morning, you got promoted. 8% raise, $58,000 to $62,700. You posted on LinkedIn. Your family called to congratulate you. You changed your email signature. You felt successful, like you'd finally made it, like the system rewarded hard work, like you were moving up. You weren't. You were being repositioned for extraction. Here's what nobody told you. Old role, 40 hours per week, $27.88 per hour. New role, 55 hours per week, $21.93 per hour. You're making $6 less every single hour you work for a better title. I'm 32 years old. I've sat in the calibration meetings where they designed this. Let me show you how promotions make you poorer. My name is Michael. I'm 32 years old. I've been in corporate middle management for 8 years, and I've watched this exact pattern destroy hundreds of people. Smart people, hard-working people, people who got exactly what they wanted, the promotion, the raise, the recognition, and ended up poorer than before. Not because they failed, because the promotion was designed to fail them. Here's the truth nobody tells you about moving up. The salary goes up, the title goes up, but your hourly rate goes down. And your hourly rate is what you're actually selling, your time, and time is the only thing you can never get back. Let me show you how this works in real life. Sarah, marketing coordinator, $52,000 salary, works 40 to 45 hours per week. Good at her job, consistent performer, wants to grow, applies for marketing manager, gets it. The announcement comes in the all-hands meeting. Her name on the screen. Applause. Her manager says, "Well deserved. Sarah has shown incredible dedication, and we're excited to see her step into leadership." She smiles, takes a screenshot, posts it on LinkedIn within an hour. Excited to announce my promotion to marketing manager. Grateful for this opportunity to lead and grow. 350 likes, 47 comments. So proud of you. You deserve this. Congratulations on your success. She calls her mom. Her mom cries, "I'm so proud of you, honey. Manager, that's real success." She updates her email signature that afternoon. Sarah Mitchell, marketing manager. It feels validating, like all the late nights paid off, like staying when others left was the right choice, like the system actually works. New salary, $63,000, 21% raise, her biggest raise ever. She feels like she won. Except, here's what happened behind the scenes. The job description for marketing manager listed responsibilities: managing 3 direct reports, attending leadership meetings every Monday and Thursday, strategic planning, client presentations, budget ownership. What it didn't list was all of her old work, because they won't hire her replacement for 2 weeks. That 2 weeks becomes 4 months. So for 4 months, she's doing her old job plus her new job. Then, when they finally hire someone, she has to train them. That's another 2 months. 6 months in, she's finally just doing her new role. Except her new role requires 60 hours per week, not 40. Leadership meetings run over. Strategic planning happens on Fridays. Client emergencies happen on weekends. Her team needs her. She's a manager now. Managers don't clock out at 5. Let's do the math nobody showed her before she accepted. Old hourly rate, $52,000 divided by 2,080 hours per year. That's $25 per hour. New hourly rate, $63,000 divided by 3,120 hours per year. That's $20.19 per hour. She's making $4.81 less every single hour she works. She didn't know that when she posted on LinkedIn. She didn't know that when she thanked her manager. She didn't know that when she called her mom. She just knew she got promoted, and promoted meant success, right?
In minute 7, I'm going to show you the one calculation they pray you never do. The calculation that shows exactly how much you've donated to this company. But first, you need to understand how they designed this. Stop and think about your last promotion. Did anyone tell you your new hourly rate? Did anyone sit down with you and say, here's what your time will actually be worth in this new role? No. They told you the salary, the big annual number, the one that sounds impressive, the one you can post about. Because salary hides the hours, and hours are what you're actually selling. Here's how the system actually works. I sat in a compensation planning meeting last October. The VP of Human Resources was presenting promotion budgets for the fourth quarter. 40 people were up for promotion across the company. She had a spreadsheet projected on the screen with 3 columns: current salary, proposed salary, and percent increase. Someone from finance asked a simple question. How do we justify these small raises when we're asking people to take on significantly more responsibility? The VP didn't hesitate. She pulled up a different slide. The title read, Promotion ROI Analysis. It showed exactly what I just showed you with Sarah, but from the company's perspective. Average current salary of employees being promoted, $65,000. Average hours currently worked, 42 per week. Average hourly cost to the company, $31.25. After promotion, average new salary, $73,000. Average new hours they'll work, 58 per week. Average new hourly cost to the company, $24.66. The company was reducing their cost per hour by 21%, while every employee thought they were being rewarded for their hard work. Someone in the room said, "This is incredible ROI. We're getting 38% more hours for only 12% more cost." The VP smiled and said, "Exactly. And here's the best part. Title inflation costs us nothing. We give them senior or lead or manager, add a modest raise, and significantly expand their scope of work. They feel validated. They post on LinkedIn. They tell their families. And psychologically, they're now committed. They won't leave for at least 18 months because they need to prove themselves in the new role." Another person asked, "What if they figure out the math?" The VP laughed and said, "They won't. They're looking at the annual salary number, not the hourly rate. And even if someone does the math, they've already announced it publicly. Their ego won't let them admit they made a mistake." I sat there, taking notes, watching 40 people get set up. People who worked hard, people who genuinely deserved recognition, getting repositioned for maximum extraction, and they would never know, because they were too busy celebrating. I watched them plan this for all 40 people on that list. Average raise, 12%. Average increase in hours worked, 35%. Average decrease in actual hourly rate, 17%. Every single person who got promoted left that building feeling like they won. They didn't. They just agreed to get poorer with a better title. You might be thinking, "But Michael, promotions lead to bigger promotions later. It's an investment in my future." Let me show you what actually happens over time. Year 1, associate level, $55,000 salary, 40 hours per week, $22.44 per hour. Your entry level. You work your 40 hours, you go home, you have your evenings, you have your weekends. Your time is still yours. Year 3, senior associate, $63,000 salary, 55 hours per week, $22.03 per hour. You got promoted. You're senior now. More responsibility, more meetings, more emails at night after dinner. Your hourly rate dropped $4.41, but you feel successful because that salary number went up. Year 5, manager, $78,000 salary, 65 hours per week, $23.08 per hour. You're leading people now. You're in leadership meetings. You're doing performance reviews. You're working Saturdays sometimes. Your hourly rate went up $1.05 from senior associate, but you're still $3.36 below where you started on day 1. Year 8, senior manager, $95,000 salary, 70 hours per week, $26.10 per hour. You made it. Senior management, big salary, respect. LinkedIn says senior manager now. Your hourly rate is $26.10. Your starting hourly rate 8 years ago was $26.44. After 8 years of climbing, after 8 years of promotions, after 8 years of sacrifice and late nights and missed weekends, you're making 34 cents less per hour than when you started, while working 30 extra hours every single week. Those 30 extra hours per week equal 1,560 extra hours per year. At your current rate of $26.10 per hour, those hours are worth $40,716. You donated $40,716 of your labor this year alone to make 34 cents less per hour than you started at. Over 8 years, assuming similar patterns throughout your career, you donated approximately $280,000 of your time and labor to get a title. We're 5 minutes in. You've seen the math. Now let me show you exactly who designed this and why. Stop here for a second. How many hours per week are you actually working right now? Not your contract, not what you tell people. Your reality. Count the emails at night. Count the Sunday afternoon quick check-ins. Count the work you do at home after dinner. Drop the real number in the comments. I'm reading every single one because most of you are working 30 to 50% more than you're paid for, and it started with a promotion. Now let me show you why they do this. Promotions are designed with something called scope creep tolerance. I learned this term in that same meeting. It's a calculation. How much extra work can we add to someone who just got promoted before they quit or complain? The research they cited said 30 to 40%. You can add 30 to 40% more work to someone who just got promoted and they'll absorb it. Why? Because they just got validated. They just achieved something they wanted. They just got told their leadership material. They announced it publicly. They updated LinkedIn. They told their family. They changed their email signature. And ego prevents them from admitting they're drowning. So they stay quiet and work 65 hours a week and tell themselves this is temporary. This is what leadership looks like. This is paying my dues. It's not temporary. It's the new normal, and it gets worse with every promotion. Remember Sarah? Here's what I didn't tell you. 6 months after her promotion to marketing manager, she was working 65 hours per week consistently. Her hourly rate had dropped to $18.65, $6.35 less per hour than when she was a coordinator. She started missing things, her daughter's soccer games, gym sessions, dinners with friends. She was tired all the time. One day, she scheduled a meeting with her skip-level manager and said, "I need to talk about workload. I don't think this is sustainable. I'm working 65 hours a week, and I have 3 direct reports who also need support. I think we need to hire another person on the team." Her skip-level listened, nodded, then said, "Sarah, I appreciate you raising this, but I need to be honest with you. This is what leadership looks like. Leaders carry heavy loads. If you're struggling with the workload, I'm concerned we may have promoted you before you were ready. We need leaders who can handle pressure without complaining." She left that meeting feeling 2 things, shame and fear. Shame that she wasn't leadership material. Fear that if she pushed back, they'd demote her or fire her. So she stopped complaining, worked 65 hours per week for another 14 months. Her daughter stopped asking her to come to games. She gained 30 pounds. She cried in her car twice a week. Then she burned out completely, called in sick for a week, came back, gave her 2 weeks' notice. No job lined up. She just couldn't do it anymore. They replaced her in 3 weeks with someone making $63,000, the exact salary Sarah was making when she left. The person they told Sarah they couldn't afford to hire as support became her replacement at her exact salary. The promotion wasn't about developing Sarah. It was about extracting maximum value before burnout. And when she burned out, the system didn't break. It just recycled, found someone new, reset the clock. This is the design.
Let me show you how this connects to everything else I've shown you. The efficiency trap, work faster, get more work, same pay. Promotions are that trap institutionalized. You proved you could do more with your time, so they promoted you and gave you even more work. The responsible adult trap, carrying everyone's work for the same credit. Promotions formalize it. Now it's not exploitation, it's your leadership responsibility. The recognition trap, words instead of compensation. Promotions are the ultimate version, a title instead of fair pay for your time. Every trap feeds into this one. The promotion is where they all connect, where the system says, "You've proven you'll work for less per hour. Here's a title that makes you feel successful. Now work even more." According to a 2024 McKinsey study, 73% of recently promoted employees report working 25% or more additional hours after their promotion, but only 31% received raises above 15%. The math doesn't work in your favor. Promotions, on average, result in a 12 to 18% decrease in hourly compensation, while companies report a 23% increase in productivity per promoted employee. You're not moving up, you're being optimized for extraction. That calculation I mentioned in minute 2, the one they pray you never do. Here it is. Take your current salary, divide by 52 weeks, then divide by the actual hours you work per week, not 40, not what your contract says, your reality. The late nights, the weekends, the emails after dinner, the quick calls on Sunday, all of it. That number is your real hourly rate. Now do the same math for the year before your last promotion. For most of you, that number was higher. You took a pay cut. They just disguised it as a promotion. I watched someone do this calculation last month. Director level, $120,000 salary. Impressive number. Felt successful. I asked, "How many hours do you actually work per week?" They thought about it, counted mentally, and said, "Probably 65 to 70 hours. Let's say 67.
$120,000 divided by 52 weeks divided by 67 hours equals $34.44 per hour. Then I asked, what were you making 5 years ago before your last promotion? They said, $68,000. I was an individual contributor, senior analyst. And how many hours were you working then? Maybe 42, definitely under 45. Let's use 42. $68,000 divided by 52 weeks divided by 42 hours equals $31.14 per hour. They gained $3.30 per hour over 5 years of climbing the corporate ladder, while working 25 extra hours every single week. Those 25 hours times 52 weeks equals 1,300 extra hours per year. At their current rate of $34.44, those hours are worth $44,772 per year. Over 5 years, that's $223,860 donated to the company to make $3.30 more per hour than they did 5 years ago. They stared at the numbers on the paper, quiet. Then they said, I've been getting poorer for 5 years, and I didn't even know it. I thought I was successful. You were successful at making the company richer while getting poorer yourself.
This is the truth about promotions. They're not designed to reward you. They're designed to extract more from you while paying you less per hour. The title makes you feel like you won. The responsibility makes you too busy to do the math. And by the time you realize what happened, you're too invested to leave. You've got director on LinkedIn. You've told everyone you're in leadership. You've built your identity around the title. Your family is proud, so you stay and work 67 hours for $34 per hour, while the person who stayed in your old role works 40 hours for $31 per hour and has 27 extra hours per week to build something, to be with their family, to sleep, to live. You traded 27 hours of your life every single week for $3 per hour and a title. This is why it all connects to the normalcy trap. Once you accept that leadership means sacrifice, you stop asking why the sacrifice only goes one direction. Why you sacrifice time, but they don't sacrifice profit. Why you sacrifice health, but they don't sacrifice margins. Why you sacrifice family, but they don't sacrifice growth targets. The promotion lie, the efficiency trap, the stability trap, the recognition trap, the responsible adult trap. They're all the same system. Different doors, same room. You working more for less, while believing you're moving up. You're not climbing a ladder. You're on a treadmill that's gradually speeding up, with a better title every mile, but the same distance from freedom. The question isn't whether you should accept promotions. The question is, are you negotiating your hourly rate, or just accepting the title? Most people never ask that question. They see the salary increase, they feel the validation, and they accept. And that's exactly what the system is designed for, to make you feel successful while making you poorer. This is what I call promotion arbitrage. They buy your hours at a discount, they sell your productivity at a premium, and they call it career growth. But here's what really happened. You didn't get promoted. You got repositioned for maximum extraction. The celebration was real. Your family's pride was real. The LinkedIn post was real. But the math was working against you the whole time. You got poorer. They just made it feel like a win.